Distorted View Daily proudly presents great moments in bad gay porn.
What's the matter, kid?
I have to call the police. The demolition guy next door raped me when I was delivering the paper.
That's terrible.
Ouch! My ass really hurts.
Listen, I'm a doctor. Why don't you drop your pants and let me take a look?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. I might be able to help. You're pretty swollen. It's practically inside out.
Ouch! That really hurts, doctor.
How does this feel?
Better. Much better. Thank you, Dr. Rains. But it still hurts.
Then you'll have to come back tomorrow for a follow-up exam.
Okay. The demolition guy next door raped me.
Hey freaks, it's Friday, August 31st, 2018. Coming up on the program today, what happens when you're a horned-up sex freak, but your dick don't work no more? Plus, the curious fetish of milking human cows, charged with criminal wet Willy-Ing, and drive-through meth windows. All coming up today.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
If you won't suck a dick, then you suck a dick.
Yeah, Tim Henson back here with you one more time as we end the week with the Friday show. Got a good one for you today. Do you remember many, many years ago on the show, during a segment called Sextastic Tuesday, which was a bit where we read just really bad internet erotica? There was a story about a man, I think it was a man, right, that went to a restaurant, ordered a glass of milk, which is what normal people do at restaurants, right? And then a woman came and actually squirted her tit juice into a cup or something. I don't remember all the details, but human breast milk played a large part in that story. Well, there is a real fetish out there with a thriving community online, which is called who cows, short for human cows. These are men and women who want to treat tits and the humans attached to those tits as livestock. When I first heard about this and started looking into hue cows, I thought, oh, this is just like a male fetish. This is a male fantasy, treating a woman like an animal just to suck on her titties. But there are a lot of women who are also into this particular cow lifestyle, I guess. There's an entire subreddit, and oh my god, will you get an eyeful if you check out r/whocows. I've got a few posts here. I've got some stories. I've got an audio post. Let's really delve into, investigate human cows today on the podcast. First up, a woman who posted an entire body shot. She's a thick girl, not enormous, but not like a traditional model figure. You know, she's very curvy, lumpy, I think is the word. Anyway, she, and, you know, we never know 100% if this is an actual woman or, you know, some creep found a picture of a woman online and is pretending to be her. But anyway, she, in quotes, posted a full body shot of her with the headline, "Breeding material. Is this thick enough for you?" And I just want to be like, lady, you are in the human cow subreddit. Less talk of breeding and more talk of milking. The comments underneath it, though, took care of that. The first comment, great cow. Lovely udders and a nice thick body. The next comment is just, moo, which is usually considered, you know, offensive or mean, but not in this community. She's like, thanks. All these gentlemen flattering me. It's getting me so horny, but I'll be right back. I gotta go graze on some grass. Another comment, now, this is breeding material. Young body, wide hips, and a big pair of tits. Keep posting, princess. Followed by another post saying, breeding material like a mofo. The next post, I guess yesterday there was an MMDA, which is a make me do anything. It's kind of like an ask me anything, except you make bitches do degrading shit. She says, thanks for using my udders yesterday. I need more. I am sore and swollen from all you lovely Redditors' tasks. Anyone want to show my super sensitive nipples and clit who's boss? Someone seemed a little concerned. Have you been properly milked and then had your teats cared for yet today? Next is a very short personal ad. As a matter of fact, it's only a title. There are no details, just evil, sadistic farmer in search of cow. At first I thought, that this human cow thing is just a cover for guys who like big tits. But everyone talks about, they ask girls, whenever a tit pic is posted, they're like, how much milk can you produce? I'd like to get a suction cup machine on those udders. So it's more than just liking tits. One girl posted these ginormous breasts of hers. I mean, they're so big, they weigh down, like they're pulling on the top of her chest, and it looks like there's stretch marks and everything. The title is Ready to Produce. Comments range from fabulous udders to incredible udders. Not only are they massive, but they look quite full and firm. I hope you have someone nursing on you on a regular basis. So heavy. She actually did reply to someone who said, what size? Like, he couldn't even complete a sentence in a human, respectful way. He's just like, what size? No question mark. Nothing, right? What size? Tell me. What size? She replied, 38 double J. Damn, mommy. That was an actual reaction from someone. Damn, mommy, from Willy-Ing. It's not just Reddit. There are a lot of websites devoted to milking creamy udders and treating women like cows. On Amazon, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of erotica you can purchase, including a book called A Creamy Contract, Taboo Who Cow Fantasy. The description is, Daisy longed for her breasts to be bursting with cream. She didn't just want bigger boobs, she craved the feeling of fullness that only cream-engorged breasts can provide. We found the title for today's show. When she takes a pill that promises to give her the swollen breast she desires, she gets more than she bargained for. Now with creamy so it's a sci-fi series, right? She takes a magic pill, and now all of a sudden she's got creamy breasts. Now with creamy jugs that won't stop filling, she volunteers for something called hoo-cow ranching. Money is good, but it's becoming less and less about that. It's about the release, not just in her breast, but her whole body. How did she ever get this far? How far will she go? Will anyone provide the release she craves? To find out, you gotta read A Creamy Contract. Check it out. There are two more pieces of hoo-cow related material that I wanted to share with you, but we're kind of running late. I want to move on to some other stuff. One of the pieces was an actual story. So why don't we do this? This weekend, I will post a special mini episode of DV for Sideshow members that is basically a Sextastic Tuesday segment. We'll read some hoo-cow erotica this weekend. Happy Labor Day! So if you're Sideshow members, be on the lookout for that. I do have a piece of Gone Wild audio. Oh my God, subreddits are colliding. For those of you that don't know, Gone Wild audio is a subreddit where people record themselves performing or reading sex stories or just making sex noises. This is an actual story, I believe.
Hoo-cow 43 was antsy in her stall, knees shuffling from side to side. There was little other movement she was capable of, upper body suspended in a stockade, neck and wrists stuck into carefully padded locks. She did not chafe, but had little room to move about.
This goes well beyond, just referring to your tits as udders. In this story, the woman is actually pretty much a cow. She's in a stall. Also, see what I mean? There are women who are into this. All right, I'm going to fast forward.
The hoo-cow is moaning, groaning,
moo,
almost gurgling. Saliva drips out of the corners of her mouth as she feels the tension in her tits release. Hard tugs at her teats, producing a prodigious amount of milk.
Big words. You do realize you're reading this to a bunch of guys who are jerking off to the thoughts of human cows. To dudes, you're just a big, fat, lactating mammal. From now on, let's keep these words 2 syllables or less.
His cock is fully erect, teasing her slit, brushing against her swollen labia.
Slit is a funny word.
Tender kisses given to her swollen clit. She's bathing him in her honey, dousing his cock in her cunt's nectar.
That ain't pee, it's squirt.
He groans as he stands on the tips of his toes, letting his cock slide up between her plump ass cheeks, lets his heavy sack smack against her cunt, a spank that leaves the hoo-cow chipping for air. She's grinding against him, trying to catch his cock with her cunt, aching to let him sheathe his length inside of the cunt.
All right, you get the idea. I think the story that I have here is way better. And again, I'll read that on a Sideshow exclusive episode this weekend, something to look forward to. Moving on now, I have got a sovereign citizen in court defending himself. It doesn't go well. So we start in the courtroom, but this is before the judge approaches the bench. So the judge is not in the room yet.
Insubordination.
This guy is talking to the police officer. I think this is over like a traffic violation or something.
You are a public servant, and you are in breach of the public trust. Would you like to make your counterclaims or dispute any of the claims that I've made or my rightfully established rights and freedoms? Failure to answer is consent. I want you to know that. It actually states it here. I'm sure you can read. I'm sure you're literate. Failure to register a dispute against the claims made herein will result in an automatic default statute or act against myself, a free sovereign inhabitant. Okay?
Oh, so this is a document you have whipped up yourself.
You've been given notice of this.
I bet there's a website where sovereign citizens can download these legal documents, and they think it's going to protect them.
Okay.
But they're not enforceable.
You've been given notice of this. Do you agree?
I disagree.
And in what counts, on what parts exactly do you disagree?
I love that he's trying to act like a lawyer here.
You need to be under oath. Are you under oath right now?
Well, the case hasn't even started yet. The judge is not present.
Are you under the penalty of perjury?
Cody, he'll settle with
What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
All rise.
The judge is entering the room. All rise.
I will not stand for this.
Right.
Listen to me.
We're not even 2 seconds into this, and he's like, "I'm not standing. I'm not participating in this."
For this.
Listen to me. Everybody pay attention. Turn off the camera.
No, sir. Will not.
No,
Freedom of press.
Freedom of press. You had.
I object, Your Honor.
Take this
I object.
into custody for contempt.
I object. Sir, hold on. Wait.
Wait. So now the police are like coming towards him to handcuff him and take him away.
Sir, hold on. Wait. Pursuant. I object.
Pursuant. I bet you if you asked him to define the word pursuant, he couldn't tell you. He's just reciting things he saw, on Law and Order or something.
Pursuant. Put your hands on. I object to this abuse. You're under arrest. Stand down. Behind your back. Stand down. Stand down.
You can't tell a cop to stand down. You're in no position here. All right.
Stand down. Behind your back. Stand down. Stand down. I'm giving you a law order right now to stand down.
Well, he's fighting off the cops, which is not a good move.
Right now to stand down. Taser.
That's where the video ends. Oddly enough, that's how a lot of sovereign citizen videos end, with the cop shouting, "Taser! Finally, before we get into the news, I've got a clip from the TLC show Strange Sex. In this clip, we are introduced to Rafe.
My name is Rafe. I am from the Bay Area. I've always considered myself a sexual person. Sexual energy made me feel alive.
Oh, look at all the Thailand pictures.
When I first met Rafe, he was this beautiful, tall, handsome, gorgeous man. He had a lot of sexual energy and was willing to explore, always.
So back in 2003, these two sexed-up lovebirds decided to take a trip. They went to China and a few other countries. Now, given the opportunity to fuck some sweet Asian pussy, Rafe decided, on the trip, on the way to China, maybe we should see other people.
When Tara and I were traveling through Thailand, we were both trying to contemplate whether we wanted to stay together or we wanted to end our relationship. Even though we still loved each other.
Sounds like a fun trip. Honey, real quick, before we land, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. I think we should see other people. Like, you're stuck together for the next fucking 3 weeks or however long your trip is.
When Tara and I were traveling through Thailand, we were both trying to contemplate whether we wanted to stay together or we wanted to end our relationship. Even though we still loved each other and cared about each other, we decided it'd be a good idea to end the relationship.
So he ended the relationship, all right? I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. He's like, I don't know if I want to be with you. There's, billions of other cunts to fuck. I mean, we're in the largest continent in the world. My dick has needs.
We both wanted the freedom, if we did meet someone else, that we could explore that possibility.
I think he's trying to soften the blow here because, this girlfriend, probably now ex-girlfriend, is featured on this TLC show. And so he's like, we both wanted to see other people. And, so I broke up with her. It doesn't quite add up. Anyway, this woman, the girlfriend, leaves. She goes home to California while this guy continues to explore Asia. He's in India now, right?
I was with a group of friends, and we're on a patio rooftop. It was a beautiful spring night. We're looking at the stars. I picked up a candle and started walking towards the edge of the roof. And all of a sudden, the candlelight blinded me for a split second, and I stepped off.
Okay, that doesn't make any fucking sense. When has a candle ever blinded anyone? My theory is he was tripping on fucking shrooms or something. The flame from a candle is not that bright. Were you how close was your face to the flame? That also might indicate you're high, like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Fell like 12 feet.
All right, so he fell. Oh no. So he fell 12 feet.
Stepped off and fell like 12 feet.
Boom! Quadriplegic. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for this guy. No one should have to go through this. It is kind of funny, though. He just broke up with his girlfriend. This is like when you need someone the most. You would love to have someone around to take care of you, or just to be there with you.
The first thing I thought
hold your hand
of was, will I ever walk again? And the second thing I thought was, can I ever have pleasurable sex again?
This is the most important thing to him. His whole life is consumed with sex. He's traveling to Asia for sweet and sour snatch, or that delicious crab Rangpoon. This is kind of like, his whole identity.
And I get off the plane.
Oh, he's heading home. After a couple weeks, he's well enough to travel home, even though he can't, move.
And there's Tara. She's waiting for me.
Oh, look who's there to pick up the fucking pieces.
Yeah, it was really tough.
Yeah. Sorry you broke up with him.
When he got off the plane, it was like picking up a soldier from war. It was very, very, very hard for me.
My spine was not cut, but it was contorted. It was bruised pretty severely.
Look, if there's a human cow fetish, there's got to be a bunch of chicks out there that, want to fuck a quadriplegic somehow.
The good news is I have some feeling and movement. The bad news is I live with chronic pain most of the time.
And you can't get your dick up, let's be honest here.
Tara was with me for the first couple of weeks. And then I was just curious, I wonder if I can feel anything, in my genitals.
So knowing that he and I were not in a relationship, we did open the conversation around, well, I am the closest to you at this time, and let's just explore.
So she massaged me, and, am I getting an erection? And she's like, no, fortunately you're not.
It's sad, but, now he's got a purpose in life. This is what he's dedicating his time on. He is determined to somehow get laid. He wants to be able to climax, right? So, he meets someone here.
About a year after my injury, I met a woman here in the Bay Area, and she was interested, and we had an attraction. So one day, we were exploring around, and she started massaging my thumb. And all of a sudden I said, wow, this feels so much like my penis.
Do you think his brain is being rewired? So that, like there's like nerve endings in his penis that are now like connected to the pleasure zone in his brain? Or do you think this is just a case of wishful fucking thinking? Someone's stroking something. You want this so bad, you've convinced yourself that having a woman stroke your finger is like jerking you off.
She would suck on it, and that felt amazing. Potentially orgasmic. It was like my surrogate penis.
It's like close-up footage of this guy stroking his finger and like using one hand to make like a hole and then sticking his thumb in that hole. All right. So now Rafe has got it in his head that this is something that might lead to an orgasm.
My friend Lisa is a sexologist.
That's good.
And she also has done a lot of work with people with disabilities.
I am a sex educator and sex counselor.
And part-time prostitute, as it turns out.
And the work that I do with Rafe is really...
Rafe pays me to help him come.
Unique. I hadn't heard that there was such a thing as a surrogate penis.
The purpose of my work with Lisa is to explore how my body can feel...
Now I want to name today's episode Surrogate Penis.
More pleasure and more erotic sensation.
Yeah, it feels totally different, but also feels really good.
A transfer of orgasm is when the person finds another place on their body that's very sensitive that will give them the sensation of having an orgasm.
And the thing is, it can't be below the waist, right? That's where there's no feeling.
And typically with someone who has an injury like Rafe, the brain is very malleable.
Yeah.
It's probably similar to some...
Thank God it was a thumb for him. And it's not like, I like my eyes licked. That's what really gets me off.
One who is...
Like a woman jams her finger in my eye socket.
Fine. Their hearing becomes incredibly acute.
The word I've used is...
Stick your toe up my nostril, bitch.
Neuroplasticity. The body wants to heal. And your nervous system wants to find new ways to make connections. So one of my sessions with Lisa, I felt this buildup of energy.
Probably because you haven't come in a year and a half. Like your ball sack is filled with that sweet, sweet baby goo.
And I felt like I was getting closer and closer to having an orgasm.
And part of sex is mental, right?
When I did, it was like
just come in your sleep.
This one wave of pleasure after another. It was pretty amazing. And the other advantage to this is because I live with chronic pain, is that when I'm experiencing erotic pleasure, the pain pretty much goes away. Because I'm being flooded with all these great endorphins.
Well, I'm, happy for him that he found something that works. So there you go. Human cows and surrogate penises. You've learned so much today. And we're not done yet. Let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist and the fucked up news right now. If you're not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow, what are you waiting for? Help support this stupidity. Sign up, become a true and honorable freak. When you do, you get full access to the entire archive of programs. Every week we do bonus material as well. Yesterday we did an exclusive show. Tuesday we did another exclusive show. I promised you guys I'd be doing a weekend Sextastic Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that. Great time to sign up. Superfreaksideshow.com. Memberships are very inexpensive. Only $6.99 a month. Even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. You get a personalized little RSS feed. You plug in your username and password. You get all of the exclusive content and all of the free shows on one convenient feed. Works with most podcast apps. Check out superfreaksideshow.com for more information, okay? 3 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, this is a short one from our most fucked up state. Say it with me now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Praise Jesus. Give me a hallelujah. Down Oklahoma, Florida. This almost fucked up state. You can hear me now. Florida is almost fucked up state. Praise be to the Lord.
Authorities say a Florida man is at it again, has been arrested for being belligerent and giving his girlfriend a wet willy. A sheriff's deputy went to the home after Joseph Searchy's girlfriend told authorities that he was drunk on the living room floor when she returned from work earlier this month. According to an affidavit, she said Searchy accompanied her and her daughter to another home where he continued to be belligerent, and on the way home, he grabbed her hand, pulled her arm, and gave her a wet willy by sticking his wet finger in her ear, which was totally gross and I guess criminal. So, this is weird. So she said that they got into an argument, probably about him being intoxicated on the floor, eating a Wendy's hamburger.
Have you life?
Yes, you do.
Bullshit.
Sounds like someone's been hassling the Hoff. Anyway, this guy was being rude. That's her quote. Rude to her. Prompting her to tell him that she was going to take her daughter to her nurse's house, which makes very little sense. What makes even less sense is that this guy was like, yeah, I'll go along with you. Like, you're trying to flee from him. Why are you giving him a ride now? He continued to drink and be belligerent. As the couple returned home, Searchy then started grabbing the woman's hand and pulling her arm before finally giving her a wet willy by sticking his wet finger in her ears. The victim said she told the man who works as a sales rep to stop several times. This is ear rape, and asked him to get out of the car. He refused to do so. He then continued throwing objects around their home. It doesn't make sense. Like, they're in a car, now they're home. Lock that asshole out. He continued to be belligerent, according to the arrest affidavit, which noted that the victim's daughter confirmed her mom's account. The man has been charged with second-degree battery, declined to give investigators a written statement, but claimed he wasn't intoxicated at the time. He knew exactly what he was doing. Bitch deserved a wet willy. He was taken into custody in the county jail, where he was later released on $2,500 bond. So there you go. That's what's happening in Florida. Very important breaking news. Second story we have for you today. This one comes from New Zealand, I think. A woman's Tinder profile has gone viral for all the wrong reasons. Nicole, if that's her real name, included a very strange set of requirements in her bio for potential suitors. So I've got some screenshots here. She's like a little Asian girl. Is that why they're like, if that's her real name? She don't look like a Nicole. News is being a little racist. She's 26 and a registered nurse. According to her bio, she says, I'm looking for a lifetime partner. Well, that sounds nice. Who is really hardworking, humble, healthy, and trustworthy. So far, this is pretty sweet. He must have both lungs and kidneys. Heart with a sinus rhythm. Be a non-smoker. An occasional drinker is fine. Oh, I see why this is a problem. She wants to harvest men's organs. And also, you can't take any substances that could damage the liver. It's very important you have a good liver. Those things net a lot of cash. I need to pay for my boob job. I'm looking to get some new milk udders. All right, it's unclear who screenshotted the creepy page, but it captured the attention of Twitter. People have taken to social media to voice their concerns. A lot of users are afraid if you go on a date with this broad, you're going to end up in a bath full of ice. Some tweets, every fucking news story now has tweets from random people. Donate 1 kidney and you're a hero. Donate 5 and you're under investigation and a serious interest to the police. Someone else replied, anyone else imagine her starting the date with an x-ray? And finally, be careful, guys. She might run away with your heart. All right, finally today, freaks, let's circle back to Florida, shall we?
Florida is the most fucked up state.
Yeah, someone was, one of you freaks was just in Florida, and you shared a picture of yourself wearing the Distorted View Florida, Our Most Fucked Up State shirt. I don't know if you posted that on my personal Facebook account or it was the Distorted View page. I think I shared it on the Distorted View page. Go to facebook.com/DistortedViewShow if you want to check that out. A Florida couple was arrested last week after they were caught allegedly selling drugs out of a drive-through window they constructed themselves on the side of their mobile home. Fast food style meth. Welcome to McTweakers. It makes perfect sense because, meth addicts are on the go. They don't want to be slowed down. A drive-thru really is the best method for meth delivery. All right. William Parrish Jr. and Mackenzie Dobbs of Florida were arrested. I'm looking at their mugshot. He certainly looks like a meth dealer. They were arrested on August 23rd after investigators raided their mobile home following reports of 4 drug overdoses in the area. Police said the couple had turned a kitchen window into a drive-thru, so customers would not have to constantly enter and exit their home, potentially drawing unwanted attention. Here's the thing, though. You've got a line of people driving in cars up to your window. That looks even more suspicious. I'm looking at pictures of the mobile home. They actually have up in the window a closed sign a closed sign that you would see in a reputable business with the little clock, like closed. Please call again. Will return at this time. They also had normal business hours of operation, employee benefits, a 401k. Wow. Yeah, investigators confirmed the home had signs indicating when it was open or closed for business and signs directing motorists where to drive. We're seeing some overdose incidents that were happening in this particular area, specifically at this particular location. That's according to Captain Steve Cuppy. There were some heroin sales that were going on there. Oh, I thought they were known for crystal meth. I guess this is like when McDonald's occasionally brings back McRibs. It's a special. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to be selling heroin as well. There were some heroin sales that were going on there. Subsequently, through the investigators, we were able to determine that product was loaded with fentanyl. William Parrish Sr., Parrish's father, said his son had been visiting a methadone clinic. He's been trying to get himself straightened out, he said. Parrish Sr. said he was unaware of the alleged drug dealings at the home and that the overdoses are a lie. You've admitted that your son is a drug addict. Why is it so hard to imagine that there are some people that overdosed on their property? The suspects were arrested again on August 23rd on multiple charges, including drug possession, selling drugs, and keeping or maintaining a dwelling used to keep or sell drugs. Really? They didn't get them on running a business out of your home? Don't you have to have permits for that? All right. They might lose their Better Business Bureau accreditation. That's the real crime here. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. I love to hear from you freaks. 206-666-4463. That's our voicemail line. Other ways to contact me, show@distortedview.com. I don't get a lot of email, like written email, from people that want to discuss something on the show or just say hi. Otherwise, I'd read those, too, in this during this segment. So if you're shy, if you don't want to call in, you hate the sound of your voice, you can always email me. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. I do get a lot of Twitter and Instagram feedback. At Distorted View and Facebook.com/Distorted View Show. Don't forget, there are other ways to support this program. Of course, the Sideshow is the main way, but we've got that Patreon account, patreon.com/DistortedView. Pledge a few dollars, whatever you can afford every month, and you get access to a special voicemail line. I will play your calls first when you call that line. As a matter of fact, I have a patron calling in here.
Timothy Cum Slut Henson.
That's me.
Scumhook here, mate. This voicemail is a call to action. Now, don't panic. I'm not asking you to do any work. You can sit back on your gorgeous, perfect little behind and do nothing. This is a call to action for the freaks, because Timmy Boo, as we all know, has been very slack in setting up his PO box. It's been years, and it's not done.
No. It hasn't been years. I moved to Cincinnati in February. I had a post office box before. Maybe people didn't realize that. Maybe I haven't mentioned it enough. But I don't know what this obsession is with the post office box. There's chat going on in the Discord about me not setting up a post office box and how there's like a day where everyone is supposed to call into the voicemail line. Someone posted it on our Distorted View subreddit. What was that? It's like September 7th is bug Tim about getting a post office day. No, Sunday, September 9th is call Tim about his post office box day. What are you... If I set up this motherfucking box, I expect you to send stuff. I mean, send me letters or something. Our host, Tim Henson, has dragged his heels for ages about setting up a new post office box for the ages. Only been a few months. This is frustrating for those of us who want to send him cool stuff in the mail. All right. What you think is cool is utter shit to me. Like, I don't want a clump of your pubic hair. Is that what you think is cool? Because I don't. Everyone with the Patreon number, start calling now and leave a message about how September 9th is... Oh, is that why this guy's calling? September 9th is the call Tim about getting a post office box day. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a post office box before the 9th and screw up your little plans. So, ha. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside, bitch! I mean, it's only been 6 months. I mean, I guess that is kind of a long time, but I wasn't receiving that much stuff in my post office box anymore.
The backstory.
You know what? Most of the time, it's like junk mail from Hover-Round mobility scooters, which is kind of like the work of you freaks, and like Reverend Peter Popoff shit.
This is Haley's comment and Level 80 Cat Lady on the Discord server are very upset you haven't got a PO box. Now, one of those two freaks I love and care about deeply. The other one is a smarter, know-it-all cunt bag who's fucking a
Level 80 Cat Lady is a real cunt.
I'll leave it up to your intellect to figure out who's who in that little equation. But anyway, freaks are upset because you don't have a PO box to send stuff to. So on September the 9th, we need everybody to call in to the Patreon line or the normal voicemail line and just spam the living fuck.
I don't like this idea at
until
all.
this cunt gets a PO box. Now, personally, I don't give a fuck if you got a PO box or not because I'm never going to send you anything from fucking Australia.
It is pricey. Like, I have received stuff from freaks over there, and oh my god, it's ridiculous. I mean, I appreciate it very much that you know, they send me a little doodad or something, and the shipping and handling charge, the postage is, costs way more than the little trinkets.
Hey, Tim, it's Haley's comic. This message isn't for you, it's for my fellow freaks. A little plan has been passed on the Discord server. September 9th, 2018 will be...
This is why the Discord is a bad idea. Because when you freaks all get together, you start cooking up your little plans with your little pea brains.
Call Tim's voicemail and remind him to get a P.O. Box day.
I'm going to pull a plug on that
I want everyone who has access to the Patreon line...
All right, we get it. All right, I got to get a post office box.
Hey, Timmy Boo, little baby faggot calling in. Loyal Sideshow member, and also Patreon.
Oh, no.
Did you know
Let me guess what this call's about.
This year is going to be National Call Timmy Boo and tell him to get a goddamn P.O. Box Day?
It's not even the 9th that I'm getting spammed with this shit. I'm getting spammed about a day that you're supposed to spam me.
We're organizing it in the Discord, so y'all come on over there and check it on out.
I can't wait to spend, whatever it is, $75 on this stupid post office box and then just get junk mail from, prayer services, like prayer lines and stuff. All right. Well, listen, I will set up a post office box this coming week. How about that? I will try to do it before the 9th so I can foil your plans.
Hey, Timmy Boo, lifetime sideshow freak here.
Please don't mention post office boxes.
And, I'm listening to the episode titled Hyman and Garfunkel, and it makes me think that you have not heard of the incredible band Garfunkel and Oates.
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't say Hyman and Garfunkel because I was just so pleased that I came up with that.
They are two really freaky women.
I have heard of them. They had a show, didn't they? Or like a web YouTube series or IFC show.
And on the subject of the Hyman, they have a song called The Loophole. Look it up on Google. It starts out kind of slow, but the meaning is...
It is like, is that like a song about the virginity loophole, about how you can sort of like, if you fuck up the ass, it's not really losing your virginity because your hymen is still intact? I mean, that's an idea that's been floating around for a while. I'm glad they sang about it.
Dude,
though.
My heroes are falling down. Tim, you peed in the car once because you were excited because your old man was dying? Hey, we spiral him.
I wouldn't say I was excited because my dad was dying. Interesting choice of words there.
Dude, everyone's peed in a bottle.
Oh,
I got a couple buddies that are cops.
The problem is not so much that I peed in the bottle; it's that I was very sloppy. Like I kind of splashed about there, and I was in like no mood to deal with that, because I was rushing up to the hospital.
Hey, we spiral him.
Your big fucking penis. He does sound like that guy.
Spiral him. Fucker. Dude, everyone's peed in the bottle. I got a couple buddies that are cops, and they call it stroker ace when someone's jerking off and driving. We got a stroker ace. Dude,
I'm pretty sure I did that too, like when I was younger.
Dude,
and my horniness level was over 9,000.
Dude, jerking off and driving is weirder than having to piss in a Gatorade bottle.
Well, I've done both, so haha. Your move, spiral ham fucker, whatever that means.
I love you, boo.
Thank you. Love you, too. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660-GOD is in. Oh, God.
Lets his heavy sack smack against her cunt.
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. Thank you guys so much for a great week of programs. I'll be back this weekend doing that Sextastic Tuesday for Sideshow members. Here in America, we celebrate Labor Day on Monday. I plan on doing a show. It'll probably be... Why can't I say... There's too many B's in there. Probably. I can't say that. It'll probably be. Thank you. Yes, it'll probably be a short episode, a mini program or something. But there will be a program on Monday. So be on the lookout for all that. We will see you back next week. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Men who are fags with testicles will be carrying babies in their testicles and giving birth to them through their anus.